So the tests, the midterm exams actually were graded and posted results on the Canvas. I'd like to discuss it, but not at this moment because I see only 12 people on Zoom. I'm sure there'll be more logged in, so I will talk about it after I do an exercise. So I want to start today by doing an exercise in the next section, 6.3. I guess enough with 6.2. We spent so much time on it. And I have a feeling I wasted all that time looking at the results of the midterm. But anyways, I will be discussing this in a few minutes. So, and you wanna this could be changed. I'd like to discuss that a little later. I understand you're very anxious, but if you can hold on because there are more and more and more and more and more students logging in. I don't want to repeat it a few times. I already repeated it twice, the same story, so it's kind of waste of time, I think. So let me do the problem of the new kind, and then we will discuss the midterm and everything related to it in very detail. So don't worry. I don't plan to escape from you and not discuss the midterm. I actually want to discuss the midterm. I really, really want to discuss it. So anyways, let us take a look at exercise they do in this section, because these problems are totally different compared to the problems that we already saw previous, and that has to be 7.3. Something I think went wrong. I went to 6.3. So let me go to 7.3. And I guess the fastest way to get to section is go to the contents. And to get there, I click on this 6.3. Again, it brings me to the main contents, and I will go to 7.3. I guess it's good I get to the wrong section. So this way is faster using this textbook. And did you have a chance to download this textbook someplace? Because practice shows that these textbooks, they disappear. In our statistics class, for example, the textbook actually gone. And if you downloaded it, then great, you can use it. If not, well, then it's gone from the online. Again, it's only up to the person who posted it there. The person decides to take it away, or Google takes it away, that's it. It's gone. So I'm in the section 7.3. Well, you say, oh, it's gone, so what should I do? Download it. That's what I've been telling my students so many times. Click on this little button and it will be yours forever, of course, until your device is with you. So exercises in this section called equations. So let me do one and then we will discuss the midterm. So I'll do example 2, the one that they already solved in here, to show you how we solve equations that deal with a cosine equal to 1/2. First of all, I'm going to find points on the unit circle that correspond to 1/2 for the cosine. So cosine is half, deal with the pair of special points on the circle. One will be on the top and the other will be on the bottom of it, right? There are 2 points that have same exact value of cosine. Cosine is x coordinate, that's x-axis, axis of cosines. And there are 2 angles that associated with these points. So usually they want angles in the region from 0 to 2 pi. So this angle is pi over 3, or you can verify it using either a calculator or that unit circle at the back of the textbook. So there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these pi's over 3, because that one will be analogous to 6 pi over 3 or 2 pi full rotation. So I see the two answers for this equation, two angles, but there are actually infinitely many of them. The reason is that both angles could be also treated as if I added period 2 pi to them, multiplied by any integer number. This means that if you have answer pi over 3, then rotating it all the way around, let's say counterclockwise, you add 2 pi to it. You add 2 pi once, so you can have pi over 3 plus 2 pi. Or you could rotate one more time. So you're gonna add 2 pi twice. Or you can rotate 3 times or 4 times or 10 times. Or you can also rotate this counterclockwise. So you can go the way with a clock. So it'll be going this way. So you're actually gonna subtract 2 pi. And you still land at exactly the same point if you go full rotation, either clockwise or counterclockwise. So this number k actually belongs to the set of integer numbers. So you may not rotate it all, so it'll be just pi over 3, or maybe once, like we had here, or maybe twice, like we had here, or maybe in the opposite direction, etc. So that k is the integer number. So we actually have infinitely many solutions. And the same exact thing is 2 pi k for the other angle here. And that's what the answers are. Okay, so I hope that we have already some people that I can discuss this midterm, a few words, and then at the end I will discuss it again. So discuss a little bit, and then at the end I will repeat this when more people, I hope, will join us. So worked out exercises back in the previous section, and I gave you one on the midterm exam, and the one that I gave you was the one that did not have any solutions. And I'm pretty shocked because on the midterm, lots of people didn't show me any work at all and gave me the wrong answer. So if that's what happens, the result is usually 0. So any instructor will give you 0 or failing for the exam, because if you just give the wrong answer, then, well, what can I do? So the point is, I think that some people use that artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, whatever, something like that. I got a feeling, maybe not, but don't use that for mathematics. The artificial intelligence, from perspective of mathematics, is like a parrot with no brains. So somebody programmed it with tons and tons and tons of information, and it gives you answers, but it has no cognitive thinking. It doesn't know what you're doing. It just gives you some kind of answer, which is totally incorrect for our class, because if, for example, you're trying to do the problem analogous to what I asked you to do in the test. I don't remember what exactly it was. Maybe some arc cosine of like 8/5, depends on your student ID, or 7/5 or some other number. Then this has no solution. So the answer really is no solution. So it doesn't matter if you apply into it a cotangent or something. This thing already has no solution. So I thought I gave you a pretty straightforward exercise with no solution, no answer. But if you put it in that program, it has no clue what it does. It just cannot do sixth grade math problems, turns out. So don't do that, because you just fail the tests. And I didn't feel like failing lots of people in class. I know that you learned how to use technology, so I was pretty happy, but wasn't sure what's going on otherwise. For the first exercise, even worse case scenario, you were asked to graph, and the problems that we were graphing were related to arc functions. And when you are graphing those inverse, no, not arc, it was, I think, cosecant, right? It was something like that, cosecant, yeah. So when you're graphing cosecant, let me get to the page. I actually worked out these problems number of times, and very slowly, in so many details. I know it's easier just plug something in the calculator, but again, it's not really what calculator can possibly do for you if it has no brains. It doesn't know what is going on. That's the thing. Don't rely on it, please. So here's the graph of cosecant, right? So if somebody gives me something like that, or some people were doing even better like that, it's a total 0 points. This graph of cosecant is one piece and then the other piece, and there is an asymptote, you see? And to see, some people use the word phase shift. I'm glad that you heard this word, but you need to realize what this is, right? So the cosecant function that has to be starting at the level of 0, which is here, the y-axis, has to be shifted. And it has to be shifted by something, and that's called phase shift. But how do you know what phase shift is? Somebody tells me it's like 1/7 or negative, whatever. I know the calculator gives you that, but the question on the test was show work. First of all, to know how it's shifted. And then when you give me the graph that looks somehow like that, then it shows me that you have no clue what the phase shift is, first of all, and second, that cosecant, it's not like that. Cosecant is one piece here, but see, the calculator just automatically keeps on connecting them, so it doesn't really give you the right answer. It gives you wrong answer. That's the thing. So don't be deceived by use of calculator. And if you go again back to the story of phase shift, then you need to clearly put the y-axis, and if that's a phase shift, let's say 1/7, then your cosecant needs to have this vertical asymptote at that point. That's what we were doing, and I think that some people just over-relied on technology. So I can give you a chance to redo the exam. Yeah, I'm willing to regrade. It took me like, it was grading a lot of hours, but I think that's a waste of time if nobody wants to learn from this and relies from these sources that I provided, and just relies on some kind of computer program. Yeah, I know it's a good program. It does good helping you to write all those English, let's say, essays or whatever other language. It does good in those humanitarian things, but in mathematics, it's proven itself to be wrong, and it's really something one needs to be aware. So I didn't want to give any bad feelings to people, and I was not really picking on it. I gave C. I said, okay, learn this program. That's good. But I'm sure lots of people deserve better than that. So I give you a chance to redo the midterm if you don't like it. Now, someone asked if I received the midterm. Well, whatever I was receiving, I was grading and placing the grades on the canvas. And when I receive it, you can check the canvas, you can see your grade. So that's pretty much automatic. And I'm sure you know how to check the canvas, right? That's where I put everybody's grades, and I updated the grade for the course, included homework as well, so you can check and see if I got your homework. I was actually sending back thank you or something, but I know sometimes because I had like more than 500 emails to work out yesterday, so I was just maybe in couple of cases I forgot or misclicked something, so it happens if you just sit for more than 12 hours at the emails checking, right? It's very time consuming. But anyways, so double check your grade. And that's why I'm saying that first of all, Canvas means nothing in terms of grade for the college, because college does not access your Canvas. So what's on Canvas, I post there, and I can always change it. And again, this really means nothing for the college in terms of grade. So if I say put A minus, our college does not have such a grade. It has only A. So I give you this minus or B plus in order for you to realize that if you're on the edge, I gave you A minus, so you should be a little bit more concentrated when you take final exam. So it's just a hint to you, but A minus is A. Well, B plus is B, so it gives you a hint that you can probably redo the exam and raise it to the higher grade again if you want to. But again, there is no such a grade as B plus in our college either. And all of these grades I will be entering in the system at the end of semester, and that's totally different system. So it has nothing to do with Canvas. And that's why whatever is on Canvas is just for you to be aware of what your grade is. And of course, I give you opportunity to raise it, to get better grade. I think it's important that you actually learn it. So over weekend, if you want to redo your exam carefully, if you don't know how, well, look at the emails with a recording. I sent you recordings of lectures by email every time after the lecture, so you can check your student email, and this way you will definitely see how you can do this exercises, right? So right before the midterm, I was spending like the whole week discussing these two little exercises that on it. So I'm sure you will be able to do them right, because I think they're pretty straightforward. I didn't put anything tricky. So if you want, you can redo the exercises, and I will raise grade by 1, which means if you got a, let's say, B, you can get moved up to A. Or if you got a C, you can move up to B. So it's, I think, a good idea because you still get to learn. Same with the homework. So a number of people still owe me homework. So send me the homework. And again, when I receive your email, I always say thank you, or I got it, or something like that, which means that everything is good, that I received your email. And then the next day or even faster, your grade will be changed on Canvas. So you can check the Canvas and see what you have for the exams. Yeah, you're welcome. I'm trying to make sure that my students learn something, and I'm willing to spend extra time grading. I know it's annoying, but as long as it works for you, if you want to turn in some extra work or redo something, then do this. That's the point. And I accept late work for the full credit. I think that's another good news, right? So make sure that you do it. But now for the midterm, I can definitely give you extra time. For the final, it's not going to be that easy. So for the final, you should be checking your email a little bit faster and fix everything right away, pretty much, because for the final in our college, the deadline to turn in grades is usually like Thursday late at night, because Friday they usually already put them on the system, and that's why I didn't want to give you a final on Thursday, because you're not gonna have any chance to fix anything. That's why I'm giving Tuesday final, and then we meet again on Thursday, and your grade appear on the canvas on Wednesday. Again, if you send me your work. If you don't, I meet on Thursday. I again remind you, we still have the time by the end of the day, but then Friday is a deadline for me. I must put grades in the system. So with a final, one needs to be a little bit more careful. But with a midterm, even though I gave it to you on Tuesday, and now we meet on Thursday, so I give you time over weekend so you can take your time to redo it. Well, same thing I'll do on the final, but you will have less time if you want to fix something. That's the message. So anyways, think about it. Look at your grade on Canvas. If you like your grade, then it's fine. Some people did pretty well, so it's okay. But I'm talking about a number of people that I didn't get a good feeling, because I was sure that you would do better. That's why I'm really disappointed with these results. So anyways, think about it, and I will return back to this story what we're solving right now. And if you want to discuss it in more detail, I can also talk to you at the end of class. I'm gonna maybe do a couple of more exercises right now, and then we'll return back to the story of the midterm, whoever wants to talk about that. But the point of story, I give you a chance to redo both problems and send me your midterm, and that's really all it is. So I hope you will be watching the videos that I emailed to you, the midterm review, and we'll start from there. So anyways, I'm back to this section 3 of chapter 7, the new section for us, and we can actually do some problems in that 7.3 at the end, as usual. Let me solve a couple of equations for you. So today I'd like to solve ones with a sine and cosine only. So tangent and other functions we'll leave for the next time. So how about, for example, problem number 11. So again, I'm in section 3 of chapter 7, the new section that solves equations. It's a different type of a process. So I need to, first of all, find the sign, isolate sign, just like when we usually solve equations. So I'm gonna first get the 3 subtracted on both sides, and we get this 2 sine theta is equal to -1, and then divide by 2 on both sides of this equation. So you get a sine equal to -1/2. So now equation is find what theta is. So I'm gonna have to make a picture of unit circle, or imagine myself this unit circle. Eventually you're probably gonna be able to do this. Put -1/2 for the y-axis, because y-axis deals with sines, right? X-axis with cosines. And then two corresponding points on the unit circle will be ones that I care about for this exercise. I need to describe them. So it looks like if I have sine equal to -1/2, then this will be pi/6. I say, what if I put with degrees? Well, with degrees, it'd be 30 degrees, but you can put it for the answer. For me, I'm fine with that. But if you look at the actual answer at the textbook, then it's going to be always in terms of pi's, right? Just like with those secants, cosecants. So it's -pi/6. But that will help me to see if I go counterclockwise, how many of these pi/6s we're going to actually get. So looks like 3, 6, 7, 8 pi/6 is here. We use another color, so we better see this. 8 pi/6 for that one. And then actually it was 8 here. It's a 7 pi/6. Sorry, should be concentrated. And then we'll go next is 8, 9, 10, 11 pi/6. So if you add another pi/6 to it, it'll be 12. So it'll actually get exactly to the full rotation. 12 pi/6 is same as a 2 pi. I just try to erase and it is over erased. So I'm going to fix this circle. It's not hard to do. And that's y-axis. Okay. So these 2 points are the ones that in the interval of 0 to 2 pi. And that's why I always make a picture, because that way you can always get the answers as they want in that region. But actually, what's important is to keep that 7 pi/6 with so my angle theta. I need to be a little bit more careful. I forgot how to put this theta here. What's going on today? I think they changed this layout for the program, because I used to have this bar on the bottom. I would always move it away so it's not staying here, but now they will keep it here on the left side. So I guess I'm touching it and that's what happens. So anyways, looks like I need to put angle theta, which is 7 pi/6 plus 2 pi k. That's so-called general solution. So for function sine and cosine, it's always a period of 2 pi. And the other is 11 pi/6, also plus period 2 pi k. So this way I have this infinite many solutions, and eventually they will be asking for that as well. In fact, in the next exercise, I will select one. You will have to use it in order to get the answer they need. So this usually happens when you have something that has not just angle theta, but something different than theta, like 2 theta, 3 theta. So let me get one that has like maybe here 3 thetas inside. So let's do exercise 17. And then I will return back to the midterm. I know it's a little bit stressful part, so some people might want to talk a little bit more about it. And if so, then we'll talk about it. It's fine. As I said, really want you to do it right to get the best possible grade on it. So anyways, if I have the sine, which is equal to -1, then it's a point here on the y-axis. So sine has its values on the y-axis, and then 3 thetas. The general solution could be described as 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 of this pi over 2 plus period full rotation 2 pi k. But it's not done because we have 3 of this thetas. We always solve for just 1 theta or for x. So I want to divide this by 3, or I could multiply by 1/3 everywhere. In other words, put 3 in denominator. And I'm doing it in order to pull out what theta is, and looks like I already did. I can see that theta is equal to pi over 2, right? Because this 3 and 3 cancels. That's something that I like to do, cancel them, plus 2 pi over 3k. So what is the actual set of answers? It's not going to be a -1. It's going to be some other point that I have to utilize here. So it keeps on erasing, just kind of changed. So pi over 2 is angle, which is just 2 pi over 3. Right? I should be careful, just copy this. So pi over 2, that's my solution. Let me use another color for that, so we'll better see. So here's the one. And then 2 pi over 3. So I have to add to it not 2 pi, but 2 pi over 3. So if I go with 1 pi over 3, and then 2 pi over 3, it'll be something here. See? And then again, if I add another one, it'd be probably something here. Right? Interesting. So we actually have 3 solutions in here. So I'm adding pi over 2 and 2 pi over 3. So in order to better do this, I need to get same denominators. So I will put pi over 6, right, for denominator, for the common denominator. So if I multiply by 3 my first piece, first fraction, and divide it by 3, and here I will also multiply by 2 and divide it by 2. So this way I can actually get 3 pi over 6 plus 4 pi over 6, and this will give me actual another answer, which is 7 pi over 6. See, this point is 7 pi over 6. Yeah, you need to do a little bit of arithmetic. So if you add 2 pi over 3, so if you just rotate by that much, you will get to 7 pi over 6. And then if you do this once again, you will get the next solution. So what does it mean again? Well, looks like I'll have to add the same pi over 2 with my 2 pi over 3 twice, because your k now is going to be 2. So if I add these, I'll do same exact arithmetic, same denominator of 6. So we'll have 3 here, and then 2 here and 2 here. It is a little bit annoying, but the good thing is that we get over 6. Maybe I'll keep another color better visible here. So it'll be 6, and that'd be 3 pi on the top plus how many 6s on the bottom? So 2 times 2 times 2, 8 pi. So I'm going to end up with 11 of these pi's over 6. You see, the other number will be 11 pi's over 6. I better put the red so they stay same. See, these 3 answers, there is no way I produce without using that period thing. So we have to be aware of it. So first answer is pi over 2. in this region, which is again related to the exercise 0 to 2 pi. And then we also have 7 pi over 6 and then 11 pi over 6. And then if you rotate it again by 3 pi over 2, actually by 2 pi over 3, you will get back to pi over 2, and you keep going and going and going, and that's why k is present. Actually, here's our general solution. So it is important to get general solution. So this way you described everything that solves the exercise. Okay, so we'll continue with this section. Next time I'm going to do some secant and cosecant tangents. You'll see it's pretty much same thing. So I'm going to see if anybody has any questions on their midterm exam. Because as I said, I was, first of all, placing all of your grades on Canvas. In some cases, I didn't change the grade. Let's say it was originally like an A, and that's perfect grade. And if you did pretty well on this exam, turned in homework, well, grade did not change. And sometimes students say, Alex, there is no grade. It was not updated since September. Say, well, because it's still the same. So why would I delete A and put another A? It's still the same. So if you check and see, don't pay much attention to the dates. Also, Canvas likes to put some kind of percentages. I don't put it there. It's a Canvas, and I can't go around it. And I guess that's the only way I can communicate your grade with you using this Canvas program. We used to have a Blackboard the previous years. It was even worse. It was way worse. Canvas is better, but it still has issues. That's why I'm trying to minimize the usage of Canvas so students don't get confused. So just look at the letter grade that you get. If it's with a minus, well, it's just without minus. So you got A minus, it means it's A. You get C minus, it means it's C. But you definitely want to bump it up. Just send me what you're missing. And I was actually emailing people what they were missing. Like if somebody forgot to send me midterm or it didn't go through, well, send it to me. And I will definitely accept it for full credit if you did not have a chance to send me your midterm or homework yet. So please do that. And it'd be good if you do this over weekend, because I hope you're still fresh on this material. You were doing homework on it, so you don't postpone it for another month, because after months you're probably gonna have to learn it over again, because you'll probably forget most of it. So I'm waiting if you have any questions, because I don't plan to give you any quiz. If someone has a question, then I can answer it for you. So you can put it in the chat, or if you don't have a question, you know what to do. So you can just log out and start working on your homeworks. So let me see, somebody also asked me something. I'm trying to find the name.
Professor,
Yes.
how are you? I resent all the homework and you receive, I see my grade and also the midterm. I'm all set, right?
Yeah, if you see this on the canvas, then if you like it, then you're good.
Yes. The homework say complete. That's how
Yeah.
it should be, right?
If it is complete, then it is complete, of course.
Perfect. And the midterm is great. Thank you so much, Professor. Have a great weekend.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor. Have a good weekend.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Yeah, if you sent me something that didn't go through, because if I did not receive your email, I didn't reply to it. So probably something didn't go through. So what could happen? Well, maybe the file was too big, or maybe sometimes people even forget to click send. That happened to me when I was grading, because it just sometimes it gets too much. So just send it to me again. I'd never downgrade people for that. How you can see if it got sent? You can just go to your sent box. So let me clear this a little bit. So if you're using your MDC emails, then you can see there's an inbox, drafts. So you can go to the box called sent. Here's the one. And you can see whatever you sent. So if something went through, then you can see the email that you went through, and you can see the attachments. Everything will appear in your sent. Yeah, please resend, because I'm not sure. Sometimes there is one more thing. Something did not get fully attached. See, if the internet is not working very fast for some reason, well, it might be your place, so not quick internet for. So you need to wait to make sure that it's attached fully. So if you just resend me the whole thing that is not fully attached, again, might be some kind of issue. So either big file, so it didn't go through, the system bounced it back somehow, never told me that something was sent to me. Maybe you attached too many pages, or could be the case that your attachment was not fully attached. So make sure that you fully attach the file. So just wait a little bit till it's fully attached and then click on send. So that's the idea. Yeah, so I'm doing it not because I'm just trying to give somebody hard time. So don't get disappointed with me. Just make sure you send, because that's a specific when you are turning in something online, because it's always a little extra that you should do. Because in class it's easier, just brought your work, here you go, handed it to me, so I got it. But in online it's always, not always, but sometimes the issue. But anyways, thank you for your understanding. So just send me whatever you have, and it'd be good if you send me separately your midterm and separately your homework, so that way I will get this for sure. Okay, so stop recording and see if we have